flossing like these VVS. Cardi's help me see the best. Yeah, we gon' get rich, just make this right and go to CVS. I just went to Cali, DJ Cali say they we the best. We got 60 seconds, he don't make it, then he getting left. Bitch, I got my thread, this ain't my scene.
Hey, big fella, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and turn on post notification, big dog.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Trails, and today we got a brand new video, another preseason review. Today we'll be covering the Pike Road Patriots and Pike Road, Alabama, near the east side of Montgomery, Alabama. Jam-packed video for you today. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you'll know whenever I drop. And please drop a like and share this video with somebody. Not only goes to Pike Road, but any team that I'm covering on my channel. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, let's get into the main topic, the meat and potatoes, the main reason why you are seeing this video. The Pike Road Patriots over in Pike Road, Alabama. They are a contender team that pretty much sees the playoffs almost every year, but being a new school. Last year, going 10-4 and making playoffs was a huge success for the Patriots. Not only are these guys talented enough and contenders, these guys play exceptional football, play all 4 quarters of football, and really know how to make teams surrender and make teams give in. And you know, despite them having 4 losses on last season, pretty much shows that, you know, they're just like everybody else. They win and lose just like everybody else. And, you know, just the way that Pike Road, you know, not only do, like, they win games, but when they lose, they know how to bounce back from those losses. And you know, like I said last video, you know, it's not about really how you come back from a loss, is how you go into practice. Like, it's all about the small things like practice, conditioning, you know, watching film, and most all these stuff. What I like about Pike Road is they never back down from a challenge. No matter what like the size of their players, you know what the quarterback may look like, they play exceptional football. I know I keep going around in circles, but as you can see here, throughout the schedule, you know, 10-4, made playoffs, had a opening, a decent round 1 game against Bessemer City, beating those guys 37-7. You know, that was a blowout. And going up against Saraland in the semifinals, you know, dropping to the Saraland Trojans at home. The Saraland Spartans, falling to those guys down there in Mobile, you know, a heartbreaking loss. And that's one of the main things I want to talk about today is can Pike Road get over the hump and make another state? I mean, they can go throughout the first and second round easily and, you know, get those games out the way. Can you keep your guys 100%? Can you keep your guys ready to play football during playoff season? And I think Pike Road can. You know, what Coach Shook has over there at Pike Road, Alabama is not only just a winning program, but a stable program. And if you can keep a stable program, you know, the stakes are high and, you know, the chances are out of this world. Not only do I say that is, you know, now today, high school football is turning into college a little bit. Now you're starting to see coaches low-key recruit guys, or, you know, you got kids moving from different areas and stuff, going to various cities, you know, trying to join their friend at this school, or, you know, seeing that this program has a winning atmosphere, so they want to go to this school. And with Pike Road is one of those schools. One of those schools to where you can go and, like, develop. Because, like I said, as we know it, most of these programs that are in Alabama are somewhat developmental. Like, you have the contenders, you got the guys, you got the teams that are focusing on winning a state championship, and you have some schools that are just there just for you to develop at. And Pike Road is one of those state contender, like they're not really. I mean, okay, you can develop at Pike Road, but you can also try to at least go and win a state also at Pike Road. And one thing I must say, I know it's gonna almost sound similar to what I said earlier, but Pike Road, with them having speed and the defensive line or just the defense that they have, just a really fast get to the ball type of defense. It's really hard for teams like out of their counties to compete with them. Now you do have teams that are closer to home near Pike Road that can give Pike Road a run for their money, like a Prattville or a Wetumpka or a Percy Julian or a Carver Montgomery, teams like that. Teams can compete with those with Pike Road. But back to the Patriots, it's like, can we get back to the 2021 version of ourselves? And I believe that's what Coach Shook is trying to get his guys to understand. Like, hey, we need to win states and we got to win them now. But we also have to take our time and really put the pieces together and put them where they're supposed to be at. And Coach Shook is doing that. And this year is a statement year because you lose to Prattville the first game of the season. If I'm being honest, I'm going to be unbiased because I am a Prattville alumni. But I kind of feel like Pike Road should have won that game. It was a hard-fought battle, back and forth game between the Lions and the Patriots, but the Lions come on top in that game. 41-37, I believe that was the score. And yeah, and you go throughout the season, you lose a couple of more games to like out of state teams like Martis and another school, I believe. Yeah, you lose to Sarah Lane in the playoffs. We do know that in the semis. But I really don't have nothing to say about the regular season because despite them losing regular season games, they know how to finish the regular season. And not only finish the regular season, but win their region. They know what games are important to them. They know that, okay, this game means a lot more than this non-region game. And every team knows that. But Pike Road, they do it at a higher level. And that's why they have the deep playoff runs that they do have. And I must say, for teams that are within their region, like Wetumpka, Percy Julian, and etc., they're gonna have a handful with these Patriots team for this upcoming year because, like I said, this new team for the 2025-2026 season, they're pretty doggone fast and they're pretty buff and meaty this year. And I'm just really concerned on, can this team also stay healthy? Can this team can this team survive until December? Because if you can survive until December, Lord. If you can survive till December, that says a lot about your program. And, eligibility is a huge thing too. We see that a lot in high school football. A lot of guys, they don't end up being eligible. They end up, dropping a grade here and there. And this goes out to not just the Pike Road guys, but just any football player. And be eligible. Always have that thought of, I'm just more than a football player. I am a student athlete on and off the field. And, to guys that are in rough areas, focus on just football. You guys know that football, you joined the football team for a reason. So there should be no reason why you should, think about anything else. If it's not about football, school, Don't worry about it. And that goes for any school, including Pike Road. All right, so moving on. I also want to address this year. I know I mentioned it just a few seconds ago. This year, you have similar teams that you had last year that you're going up against. Now, you're at home with Prattville. There should be a no-brainer W. I'm going to do a full schedule release on all these teams that I'm covering, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, that Prattville game that you're going to be playing at home, that should be an easy dub for you guys. You shouldn't drop the ball at all, but I will say that game should be close. That game will be close. Not should be, but it will be close. And, another thing I want to see from Pike Road is, are we going to get the same run game, like run heavy style from Pike Road? Because you can pass the ball. Pike Road does an exceptional job with the mini air raid offense that they have. But do they have another Jermichael Jones, or do they have another Quinshawn, or do they have another Turbo? That's what I'm mostly looking forward to. With having them going to the playoffs and having a deeper run and making another state championship. Excuse me. Those are the only two concerns that I have for this year. Another thing, to the Pike Girl community, I just want to say that you guys are the best fan base ever. I'm taking a moment to shout out to the Pike Road community. You guys are one of the best football communities ever. The atmosphere over there is lit. I feel like I'm at a junior college football game sometimes whenever I'm watching the lives, or I'm actually at the games. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing the Patriots where they started and where they're headed to now is just fantastic. You start your program, you win a state in 21, and you just keep continuing to get players that will represent that community over in Pike Road, Alabama. So shout out again to the community over there in Pike Road. Shout out to Coach Shook. And we're going to end off with a couple of remarks. The Quinte TV, his channel will be in the description down below. So again, show my boy some love. He posts anything Pike Road, Montgomery-ish related. So yeah, if you're looking for great Montgomery football content or any great Montgomery athletic content, hit my boy up, show him some love. And to Pike Road, they do have a live football channel page on YouTube. Their channel will also be in the description down below. I'm your boy Trails, and this has been another pre-season review. Next video, we will be talking about the Stanhope Elmore Mustangs. So stay tuned for that. Turn on post notifications so you'll know when I drop that video. Subscribe, share this video, drop a like for me if you will. And I will see you in the next one.